Have you ever stopped to think about how much independence means to you? For many of us, being able to do things on our own, whether it's cooking a meal, driving to the store, or simply getting dressed in the morning, is one of the most important parts of living a fulfilling life. But here's the thing, as we get older, there are certain habits or oversights that can slowly chip away at that independence without us even realizing it. And trust me, I've seen it happen, not just with others but in my own life too. That's why today, we're going to talk about 4 hidden mistakes that might be sabotaging your independence after 60, and more importantly, how you can fix them. These aren't big, obvious things like forgetting to take your medications or skipping doctor appointments. No, these are subtle, everyday choices that can add up over time and make a real difference in how confident and capable you feel. My goal is to help you identify these pitfalls so you can take action before they become bigger issues. Now, before we dive in, let me ask you this: when was the last time you thought about your strength? Not the kind of strength that lets you lift heavy weights at the gym, but the kind that helps you carry groceries, climb stairs, or even stand up from a chair without struggling. If you're like most people, you might not give it much thought until something feels harder than it used to. That brings us to the first mistake, a big one that many seniors overlook: neglecting strength training. Let's face it, the idea of working out can sound intimidating, especially if you haven't done it in years, or ever. But strength training isn't about becoming a bodybuilder or spending hours at the gym. It's about keeping your muscles strong enough to support you in your daily life. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass, a condition called sarcopenia. This loss of muscle can lead to weakness, balance problems, and an increased risk of falls, all of which threaten your independence. The good news is that you don't need fancy equipment or a personal trainer to start building strength. Simple exercises like squats, wall push-ups, or even using resistance bands can make a huge difference. For example, try standing up and sitting down from a sturdy chair 10 times in a row. It might not seem like much, but it's an excellent way to strengthen your legs and core. Or grab a pair of light dumbbells, something as small as 2 or 3 pounds, and do some gentle arm curls while watching TV. The key is consistency. Even 10 minutes a day can help preserve your muscle tone and keep you moving with ease. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking: what if I have joint pain or mobility issues? That's completely valid, and it's why it's always a good idea to check with your doctor before starting any new exercise routine. But don't let those challenges stop you altogether. There are plenty of low-impact options, like water aerobics or seated exercises, that can still provide great benefits. The point is to find something that works for you and stick with it. Your body will thank you, and so will your confidence. Moving on to the second mistake, let's talk about something that affects nearly everyone at some point: vision and hearing health. Here's the truth: we rely on our senses to navigate the world, and when they start to decline, it can have a domino effect on our independence. Think about it: if you can't see clearly, tasks like reading labels, recognizing faces, or even walking safely become more difficult. Similarly, untreated hearing loss can lead to misunderstandings, social withdrawal, and even cognitive decline over time. Yet, so many of us put off addressing these issues because we think they're just part of getting older. But here's the thing: they don't have to be. Regular eye exams and hearing tests are simple yet powerful tools for staying ahead of potential problems. For instance, updating your prescription glasses or trying out hearing aids can make a world of difference in how you interact with the world around you. I'll never forget a friend of mine who resisted getting hearing aids for years. She didn't want to admit she needed them, and honestly, she was worried about how they'd look. But once she finally took the leap, she told me it was like rediscovering her life. Suddenly, she could join conversations again, enjoy music, and feel more connected to her family. It wasn't just about hearing, it was about reclaiming her confidence and independence. So, if you've noticed changes in your vision or hearing, don't wait. Schedule an appointment with your doctor or specialist. And if cost is a concern, look into community programs or insurance options that might help cover the expense. Taking care of your senses isn't just about seeing or hearing better, it's about ensuring you can fully participate in life. By now, we've covered two critical mistakes that can impact your independence: neglecting strength training and overlooking vision and hearing health. Both are areas where small, intentional changes can yield big results. But there's more to the story. Let's move on to another common oversight, one that might surprise you. Have you ever found yourself relying a little too much on others for things you used to do yourself? If so, you're not alone, and we're going to talk about why this happens, and how to reclaim your self-reliance. Let's talk about something that happens gradually, almost without us noticing it: relying too much on others. At first glance, this might not seem like a big deal. After all, asking for help is a natural part of life, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with leaning on loved ones when you need support. But here's the catch: when we start depending on others for things we're still perfectly capable of doing ourselves, it can quietly erode our confidence and reinforce the idea that we can't do certain things anymore. Over time, this mindset can limit us more than any physical challenge ever could. Think about it. Maybe you've started asking your kids to handle tasks like grocery shopping or setting up technology because it feels easier than figuring it out yourself. Or perhaps you've stopped driving at night because someone else offered to take over, and now you feel uneasy about getting behind the wheel even during the day. These small shifts in responsibility might seem harmless, but they can add up. Before you know it, you might find yourself hesitating to try new things or doubting your ability to manage everyday situations. The truth is, staying independent isn't just about physical capability, it's also about maintaining the skills and confidence to handle life's challenges on your own. And the good news is, there are plenty of tools and strategies that can help you stay self-reliant. For example, if running errands has become a hassle, consider exploring online grocery delivery services or meal kit subscriptions. Many of these platforms are designed to be user-friendly, and once you get the hang of them, they can save you time and energy. Technology can also be a game-changer when it comes to independence. Apps for ride-sharing services like Uber or Lyft make it easy to get around without needing someone else to drive you. And if you're not comfortable using a smartphone yet, don't worry, there are plenty of free tutorials online or through local community centers that can walk you through the basics. I'll admit, learning to navigate apps wasn't something I thought I'd ever do, but once I got the hang of it, it opened up so many possibilities. Suddenly, I could book rides, order groceries, and even video chat with my grandkids, all on my own. Another area where people often rely too much on others is managing finances. It's common for family members to step in to help with bills or budgeting, especially if they notice you're struggling. While their intentions are usually good, handing over complete control of your finances can leave you feeling disconnected from your own life decisions. Instead, take steps to organize your financial information and educate yourself on tools that simplify money management. For instance, setting up automatic bill payments ensures you never miss a deadline, and using a budgeting app can help you keep track of expenses without needing to write everything down manually. If you're unsure where to start, many banks offer senior-focused workshops or one-on-one assistance to help you get comfortable with modern banking tools. Now, let me be clear, I'm not suggesting you should never ask for help. There will always be times when we need support, and that's okay. What I'm saying is that it's important to strike a balance. By taking ownership of the things you can do, you'll not only preserve your independence but also boost your self-esteem. Every time you tackle a task on your own, whether it's ordering groceries online or learning how to use a new app, you're sending yourself a powerful message: I've got this. Speaking of taking ownership, let's move on to another hidden mistake, one that affects not just your independence but your peace of mind as well. Have you ever felt stressed or anxious about your financial future? If so, you're not alone. Many seniors worry about whether they'll have enough savings to cover healthcare costs, housing, or unexpected expenses. This uncertainty can weigh heavily on your shoulders, making it harder to enjoy the present moment. That's why the fourth mistake we're going to discuss is ignoring financial planning, and trust me, addressing this now can make a world of difference. Financial planning might sound intimidating, but it doesn't have to be complicated. At its core, it's about understanding where you stand financially and creating a roadmap for the future. Start by taking stock of your current situation. How much do you have saved? What sources of income do you have coming in each month? Are there any debts or ongoing expenses you need to account for? Once you have a clear picture, you can begin to identify areas where you might need to adjust. For example, if you're concerned about medical expenses, look into supplemental insurance plans or explore programs like Medicare Advantage, which often include additional benefits like dental or vision coverage. If you're worried about outliving your savings, consider meeting with a financial advisor who specializes in retirement planning. They can help you create a strategy that aligns with your goals and ensures your money lasts as long as you need it to. One practical step you can take right away is to build an emergency fund, even if it's small. Having a cushion set aside for unexpected costs, like car repairs or home maintenance, can give you peace of mind and prevent you from dipping into long-term savings unnecessarily. Another smart move is to review your monthly expenses and see if there are areas where you can cut back. Maybe you're paying for subscriptions you don't use or spending more on dining out than you realized. Redirecting those funds toward savings or debt repayment can add up over time. Remember, financial planning isn't just about numbers, it's about giving yourself the freedom to live life on your terms. When you know you're prepared for whatever comes your way, you can focus on enjoying the moments that matter most. Whether it's traveling to visit family, pursuing hobbies you love, or simply relaxing at home, having a solid plan in place allows you to embrace life with confidence. By now, we've covered 3 of the 4 hidden mistakes that can sabotage your independence after 60, neglecting strength training, overlooking vision and hearing health, and relying too much on others. Each of these areas highlights how small, intentional changes can help you maintain your confidence and self-reliance. But there's one final piece of the puzzle we haven't talked about yet, a mistake that ties everything together and has a ripple effect on every aspect of your life. Let's dive into why ignoring financial planning can hold you back, and how taking action today can set you up for a brighter tomorrow. Let's talk about that final piece of the puzzle, ignoring financial planning. I know, it might not seem as exciting or immediate as exercising or getting your vision checked, but trust me, this is one area where a little effort can pay off in a big way. Financial stress has a sneaky way of creeping into every corner of our lives. It can make us feel stuck, anxious, and even less confident in our ability to stay independent. But here's the good news, taking control of your finances doesn't have to be overwhelming. In fact, with a few simple steps, you can create a plan that gives you peace of mind and sets you up for long-term security. Think about it this way, financial independence is just as important as physical independence. If you don't feel secure about your money, how can you confidently make decisions about your life? For example, maybe you want to travel to see your grandchildren or take a class to learn something new, but you're worried about whether you can afford it. Or perhaps you've been putting off home repairs because you're unsure if you'll have enough saved for emergencies. These kinds of concerns can hold you back from living the life you want, and they're completely avoidable with a little planning. So, where do you start? First, let's talk about the importance of organizing your financial information. Many people put this off because it feels like a chore, but having everything in one place makes managing your money so much easier. Start by gathering key documents like bank statements, retirement account details, insurance policies, and any outstanding bills. You don't need anything fancy, a simple folder or binder will do. Once you've got everything together, take a close look at what you have and what you owe. This might sound tedious, but it's incredibly empowering. Knowing exactly where you stand financially is the first step toward making smarter decisions. Next, consider setting clear goals. What do you want your financial future to look like? Do you dream of downsizing to a smaller home, traveling more often, or leaving a legacy for your family? Whatever your goals are, write them down and break them into manageable steps. For instance, if you're hoping to save for a trip, figure out how much you'll need and set aside a small amount each month. Even $20 or $30 can add up over time. And don't forget to celebrate the milestones along the way. It's a great way to stay motivated and remind yourself of the progress you're making. One of the most overlooked aspects of financial planning is understanding the resources available to you. As a senior, you may qualify for benefits or programs that can ease some of the financial burdens. For example, many communities offer discounts on utilities, transportation, or property taxes for seniors. There are also programs like SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, that can help with grocery costs, and Medicare savings programs that assist with healthcare expenses. Taking the time to explore these options can free up money for other priorities and reduce unnecessary stress. Another crucial step is protecting yourself against scams and fraud. Unfortunately, seniors are often targeted by scammers who prey on their trust or lack of familiarity with modern technology. The best defense is knowledge. Educate yourself on common scams, like phishing emails or fake lottery winnings, and always double-check before sharing personal information. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. Talk to your bank about setting up alerts for unusual activity on your accounts, and consider freezing your credit if you're not actively applying for loans or credit cards. These small precautions can go a long way in keeping your finances safe. Now, let's bring it all together. We've covered 4 hidden mistakes that can quietly sabotage your independence after 60, neglecting strength training, overlooking vision and hearing health, relying too much on others, and ignoring financial planning. Each of these areas plays a vital role in helping you maintain confidence, self-reliance, and peace of mind. And while it might feel like a lot to tackle, remember, you don't have to fix everything overnight. Start with 1 or 2 changes that resonate with you, and build from there. Progress, no matter how small, is still progress. I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you've done recently to take charge of your independence? Maybe you started a new exercise routine, scheduled a checkup, or finally sat down to organize your finances. Share your story in the comments below. I know others would love to hear how you're thriving and staying strong. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We're here to support you every step of the way, with practical advice and encouragement tailored just for you. Here's the truth: aging doesn't mean giving up your independence, it means adapting and finding new ways to thrive. You've worked hard to get where you are, and you deserve to live life on your terms. So take these tips, apply them in your own way, and remember, you are capable, resilient, and worthy of a life full of joy and purpose. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care and keep shining.